What's going on, guys? Ryan Toman, and I'm back to do another watch review on my most recent purchase, a Rolex Datejust 41, reference 126334. I got this back in November, brand new from the AD. I've been wearing it on the wrist for about 3 months, and I wanted to share my thoughts. So without wasting any more time, let's get to it. As you can see, all the components of a full set. And I should mention, this is gonna be a pretty basic watch review. I'm not gonna get into the movement, the power reserve, or anything like that. Now, a couple of non-negotiables for me were the Jubilee bracelet and the fluted bezel. Surprise, surprise. You can see how that white gold flickers in the light. And I actually ended up going with the bright black dial. Now, initially I wanted, what everybody else wants, the Wimbledon, the mint green, the blue, but I'll tell you why I justified the bright black. Number one, I only wanted this watch if I could get it at retail price. I had to be super patient with my AD and wait a very long time just to get this configuration. So who knows how much longer I would have had to wait to get one of the more desirable dials. Also, we were approaching year end, and I know lots of the time at the beginning of the year, Rolex increases their prices, so I decided to jump on it. Initially, another reason I didn't want the black dial is because I already have another black dial watch. I wanted something different. But as you can see, the Tudor is a dive watch. It's such a completely different style watch altogether. And lastly, I had to remind myself the reason I was buying this watch in the first place. I wasn't buying this watch to flip it. So if I'm gonna keep this watch for the long term, maybe pass it down to somebody else one day, why does it matter if I get the one that's gonna sell for a little bit more on the secondary market? If I was being honest with myself, the one that actually suited me the most was the black dial, as I wear a lot of black. Also, I just love the contrast with this configuration. One last mention on the dial, remember it's bright black. Now it's kind of hard to tell in this video, but with certain lighting, it almost has more of like a silvery slate look to the dial. So it does look a little bit different depending on when you're wearing it. One thing I didn't know until I got this piece was that even though there's a glide lock clasp system, you actually need a tool to make adjustments on the fly, unlike the Submariner. Now, normally I like something a little heavier. I like to feel the watch on my wrist. I'm used to wearing a dive watch, maybe something with some precious metal. So the fact that this was lighter, I was a little concerned it was just gonna feel cheap to me, but that's not the case. And I've also heard a lot of people talk about how comfortable the Jubilee bracelet is, and they weren't lying. You can get used to wearing this watch very quickly. Now, I have a 6 3/4 inch wrist, as you know, and to me, this watch feels like it fits absolutely perfectly. I'm used to my watch getting caught on my sleeve all the time, but one thing I've really learned to appreciate about a sleek watch is just how nice it plays peekaboo under the sleeve, being so thin. Now, you always hear people say this watch is great for somebody that wears a business suit every day, somebody super formal. Although that's true, in my opinion, there are no rules to this watch game. If you love this watch, but you wear shorts and a t-shirt every day, you can rock this just fine. Now, if I could leave you with one last thing, it would be this. Unless you're buying a watch just to flip it on the secondary market, get the watch that you actually like the most. Get the watch that suits you and that you're gonna enjoy wearing on your wrist for many years. Don't just get the popular one that everybody else likes. With that being said, as always, thank you guys for watching. I hope you got something out of this video, and we'll see you next time.